Hi, everybody, and welcome to the call. I know this is going to be recorded, so you can actually watch it in a catch-up. So, first of all, I just want you to all sit and think. It's been another week since we've done a Zoom, and I just want you to go back into at some point, go into your back office and see if you've got an increase in earnings. Some people have, some people haven't. So we can sit there and think, oh yeah, I will get round to doing this, things will, I'll speak to them next week. We need to grab hold of this by the horns. We are in at the beginning of an amazing opportunity. So if we go just sit there watching everybody else do it in a couple of years time, I've seen this, I've done this in previous networks. I got involved in another company from the beginning before they took a customer. When I was quite young, I didn't really understand networking, and I just played about, and I watched people within 2 years driving around in Ferraris and being multi-millionaires. I've always looked back on it saying I could have been one of them, but I didn't actually do it. I listened to people saying, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. Oh, that's not going to work. That company, when I first started, I was 26, and what I did do for the first 6 months in that company, I was issued shares. I didn't really understand what shares were, so I got this letter saying that I've got 1,001 shares. I can exercise them in the next 2 years. I just bought my own flat, so we put it in my office, and that was it. A couple of years later, I got a letter saying I could buy the shares, and at 17 pence each. So I bought them. I thought, I don't know what they are really, so I just buy them anyway. And that was it. I moved to this house 14 years ago. And in the move, I come across a share certificate. I thought, oh, forgot I had those. So I looked up, got a valuation, and I think I paid £170. And I moved into a brand new house. And once I got them valued, there's worth 2,200. Well, I was over the moon. So sold them, had a new patio door put in, and thought, that's brilliant. Okay, I didn't go to the top in the network, but I just earned a few thousand. However, when I first got involved in this company from the start, in the early days, before the coin, they was doing presentations. And they were saying about different companies and how they grow and things. And they gave an example. They said, there's a company in the UK called Utility Warehouse. They have turned over this much. They're on the stock exchange. And I'm listening thinking, oh, Telecom Plus, Utility Warehouse. So their shares started at 50 pence each when they floated. And today's price are £135. Well, I nearly choked. I had 1,001 of those shares, and I sold them for 2,000. If I'd still got them, over £135,000, I'd be sat on. That gutted me. Yeah. So when I found an opportunity to get in at the beginning again, I'm straight there. I personally live this, dream it, wake up, daydream it, talk about it, sing about it. I don't stop. Yeah. Because I know this company can change my life in the next 2 years. Or I could sit there thinking, okay, yeah, I spoke to 3 people and they all keep saying no. So it doesn't really work for me. But if you want to change your life, you've got to change your thinking. Yeah. You've got to actually, don't let the negative people put you off. You've just got to keep going out there. And if, for an example, you need to find 10 good people in your organization, find them. If that means some people speaking to 100 people will find 10. Some people need to speak to 500 to get 10. Some people need to speak to 15 to get 10. But if you've got to get the 10 to get your ball rolling, if it takes you 100, speak to 100. Just talk to people. Don't give up. Because as soon as it starts to roll, then it rolls without you. Yeah, people will eventually will then come. I have people now phoning me, say, Darren, that thing you're doing, you know, I'm interested. I can't pay my mortgage. I need to earn some money. I'm in a serious mess. Can you show me what it's about? Not because I'm one of the top earners in the company. It's because I haven't stopped. As in, people, anybody I talk to, I bring it in conversation. I put things on Facebook. I'm not brilliant on Facebook, but I do little bits. But eventually, if you want to find your 10 people, speak to 100. If you make your goals, you say, okay, I've got to speak to 100 to get 10 good people. I want to do 5 a day. Map it out. Like you do if you was going on holiday and you're driving somewhere before sat navs, you'd sit there and get the map out. You'd have to go from this place to this place to this place. That's your future. This is all you've got to do. You've got to map out where you want to go. So, okay, I need to speak to 5 people a day. So you write a list and you keep adding to the list. Take it with you. Put it on your phone. I'll be driving along and I see a shop then that reminds me of somebody I haven't spoke to 2 years ago, because I remember that I actually last seen him in that shop, and then I just put it in my notes on my phone. So at some point, I haven't done it straight away, but at some point I can go back to my notes and actually I'll phone them. It's been a long time, a little chat. And if you speak to people you haven't spoke to for a long time, they go, oh, how are you? What are you doing now? So you don't need to push it as you're thinking in your head. I'm pushing this. You get talking to somebody you don't know, that the first thing they say is, what are you doing? Are you still doing blah, blah, hairdressing? Or are you still doing this? And you say, yeah, I'm still doing that, but I don't think it'll be for much longer. Oh, really? Why? Well, I've found this, it's the most amazing thing. You do your way. What you've got to get into your head is that you've got an opportunity that can change people's lives. Like Nick, I gave Nick this opportunity, he didn't do anything with it. He hit some serious bad times with his contract ending. And I said to him, listen, Nick, if you want to get out of this situation, do what I tell you. He did. I've changed his life. Okay, he's done it. Sorry. He's done it. He's done the work. But me being a mentor for him, I didn't really know what I was doing in the beginning, but I worked with him. Yeah. I mean, I was there for him, answering questions. If I didn't know the answers, I'd speak to Frank or Ali or KD and get the answers. Or Rayhan. I was on the phone to Rayhan quite a lot because he wasn't as busy then. But yeah, be a leader, even if you're not a leader. You know, you can sit there, you've got a €50 package and you've got nobody in your team, okay? Put your leader's head on, right? So you speak to, you're a bit nervous, right? So I'm thinking of one person here. They've spoke to quite a lot of people. Nobody's come back to them. They don't know what to, but they've signed the daughter. So you're now a leader because you've got somebody underneath you. It's like having a baby. When you've had your baby, especially women, when you have your baby, you've got that nurture. Yeah, it's inbuilt, it's nature. So you're not going to go have a baby, push it out and say, well, I'm just nipping out, see you later, and let the baby fend for itself. Yeah. You've committed to that baby for life, really. And for the first 3 years is hard. Well, it's hard for 16 years, but I've never had the baby side of it. Well, I have actually, because Nick being born, I was quite old, and my brother, I was 16. My mum had her last baby. So yeah, I've been through the baby thing. I now foster children, so I do have experience in, but my children come to me sort of 6 upwards. But you've still got that nurture. So think of it having a baby. You've got a baby. It's like you've sponsored somebody in this business. You can't expect them to go out and I'm just going to make a bottle. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I can change my nappy. You are monitoring that baby when it's tired, when it's crying. Why is it crying? Because it needs milk. Okay, so you get the bottle or the breastfeeding or whatever it is. It's crying again. Is its nappy need changing? It needs sleep. It's not sleeping. Why is it not sleeping? Has it got You know, do you need Bonjela to stop the teething pain? You're constantly on the ball with that child. Yeah. The more input you put with that child, the better that child will develop. Okay. Some go the wrong way, but you still try your best with that child. You do everything you can for that child until it can get up. And if you look back, people that got kids that are grown up, they actually go out, you know, they get up, they go out and do their own life. Yeah. Some people are, oh, I'm so proud he's done this or she's done that. She's at uni, she's done that. Yeah. But that's how much agony and pain and heartache that you've done for the last 16 to 20 years to get them to do that. Yeah. If you can do that, you can do this, because this is far easier than bringing up a child. Far easier. All you're doing is saying, hey, do you want to earn some extra money, or do you want to earn lots of money? That's up to you. Yeah. Once they do join, yeah, there's different ways of doing it. And if you struggle, speak to your upline. Let them help you. I'll do a 3-way call. I remember I needed people to do a 3-way call with me, and I was like, I'm bothering that person. No, I'm offering you the best opportunity that you will have this year. So you should be proud to say, listen, let me just show you. If it's not for you, fine. Right? Take the pressure off yourself. You keep saying that, and pick somebody, the person you won't expect, so actually, I'm interested. Yeah. It's a lot easier. So in the beginning, you sign that person. What are you going to just leave them then? Okay. So in like 2 months' time, well, my team's not growing. They're just pressing a button. That's it. Well, do they know? Do they know about the Zoom call on a Wednesday, corporate call? Do they know, okay, you put them into all the groups. The groups are fine for information, but for new people, it's, oh, there's so many things coming in. I don't understand what's going on, so I'm just going to leave. Yeah. So they leave the groups, and then they don't know what's going on. So I tell my people, can I put you into the WhatsApp group? There is lots going on. You haven't got to keep reading all of it, but it's there. It's like a newspaper. Sit and read when you can. Yeah. It gives you the updates on the meetings. There's thousands, hundreds of meetings going on all over the world. Yeah. So your first person that you've joined, you need to, hey, don't you phone them. Hey, Zoom calls on tomorrow. Can you get on it? Yeah, but I've seen the last one. No, but if you get on it, it keeps you motivated. You learn new things. I'm on every Zoom I can get on. Oh, really? Yeah. Eventually, what you're doing is you're duplicating yourself. I mean, obviously, it's pointless, you signing somebody up and saying, oh, here's all the Zoom calls, and then you're watching Coronation Street. Yeah. If you want to watch Coronation Street while the Zoom call's in, find a way to record it. Yeah. Because the Zoom call, while you're on it, not only are you learning yourself, you're keeping yourself motivated, but at the same time, is you're showing your team that you're always there. You know, I don't know who's on this at the moment, but just a quick look. Debbie, for an example. Yeah. If Debbie goes onto a Zoom call and I'm not on it, she's saying, where are you? I get a text, where are you? I said, oh, I'm still at work. Yeah, but there's a Zoom's on. So I've got to set an example, because if I'm not on those Zooms, the next thing is Deb says, oh, I'm not going on that one. I'll watch this film instead. No, we need to get our team motivated. By getting our team motivated, keeps us motivated. You know, you imagine if you've got 10 people with 10 people that you've signed up personally, and there's 30 people that they've signed up, all on the Zoom call, and you log on and think, oh my God, Lord, I've got 40 people in my team on this call. Do you not think that your business is going to start flourishing? Yeah, you want to motivate your people, you want to work with them. Okay, as I said previously, that this is a far better business, job, whichever you want to call it, as in typical normal working life. When you go out to work in the corporate world, in retail, in building, in normal work, most of the time, unless you're a sole trader, you do not choose who you work with. So you could be working in a big company, and you've got the woman in the reception. She's the right cow. I hate her. She always, you know, she always looks at me because I'm a bit late. I know it was her that told the boss that I was 10 minutes late. It's constantly backstabbing and this and that. And you get on with that person. And then because you got on with that other person is like causing havoc because they want to get on with you. And it's like just constantly, it's like school, really, you know? So you choose who you work with. So if you're somebody you don't get on with, you don't need to sign them up in your team. Sign them up in someone else's. Don't not sign them up. But yeah, so you don't have to work closely if you don't get on with somebody. You choose who you work with. I mean, isn't that good? I mean, for example, Debbie works in a hairdresser's. She's got her seat and there's probably 10 of the girls. I don't know, but there might be one or two in there where she just, they do my head in. But she can't not go to work just because they do her head in, you know? Well, Debbie's got people in her team. She wouldn't sign them if she didn't get on with them, you know. And because they've signed up in her team, you've got an interest then, and you start helping each other. I mean, me and Debbie talk constantly, you know, about different things. I won't say what she phoned me for today about, you know, but she's on the phone about BizCoin, you know, always chatting about it. So when I get a phone call from her, I get a buzz. The last 2 weeks, when I got €1,000 come into her bank, I'm straight on the phone. Deb, guess what's happened? You know, okay, she sees that I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited. So it's just I need to get somebody. You know, she starts getting motivated. No, so it's not only just for me to earn my money. I can't wait for her to see her get 1,000 coming in one day. Yeah, and it's like when Nick, he said, I don't know if he was on this earlier, but one morning Nick woke up and his month's wages were in his back office as a binary payment. One binary payment overnight paid his month's rent. Now, how do you think he felt? And it's not, I'm not trying to say, you know, oh, look what I've got. And you know, we've all got the opportunity to do it. You know, I just can't emphasize that enough. And if you struggle, you need to think, okay, it is possible. Don't, he's good because he sees customers all the time, so he does blinds. No, it's not that. If you're struggling, go to the upline and say, look, I am struggling. I have spoke to people. Obviously, if it's one of Nick's, Nick normally puts me on a freeway and we talk. I'm not the expert networker. I'm not. I'm just trying to build everybody up, just to keep everybody motivated. But if we all start thinking the same way, we have no choice but to move up in that compensation plan. You know, I don't worry about what level I get to. Yeah, I just want to get the team working, because by getting the team working, those levels just happen. Yeah, you can plan. Okay, I would like to get to regional director. I'm not going to sit and just plan. I've got to do. I want to get Debbie to team leader. I want everyone team leader on my first level. Yeah, that'll give me more pleasure to see them hit those levels than for me to hit regional, you know. But by getting so many people to hit team leader, that pushes me to regional anyway. So I don't need to worry about myself. I worry about my group. And this is what a mother will do with her children and her family. You know, once you settle down and you get in society's male, female, marriage thing, family, you get your first child and both of you bond and you do everything. You'll lay your life down for that child. And then the next one comes, and maybe the next, and maybe the next, and that should be it, I think. But yeah, however many kids you've got, right, you're a family then, and you'll do everything and you do what it takes, you know. I know that looking at the lockdown situation, people would rob to stop their children starving. They'd do anything to keep their family safe and well. So I'm not asking you to rob to get people into this, but I'm saying it's exactly the same. You've got a little family growing. Yeah. If you look down, even if you haven't signed anybody, you've got people most of the time falling underneath you. You can think, well, I've got 19 people there, but I didn't sign them. But they're still part of your team. Maybe I've got 250 or 300 that I don't know. So, I mean, I'd love to find out who they are and work with them, but I don't know them and I don't know how to get to them. But the ones I do know are sort of part of my family. So I need to nurture them, you know. A little message to Deb, like tonight. Don't forget to come to training, Deb. You know, hopefully she'll get motivated. Tomorrow she'll be at work. She'll do hair, start chatting. She might sign somebody. She'll be on the phone. Quick, help me. I'm there for her. Yeah, you need to be there for your people. And even if you're not, you say, oh well, I don't know what I'm doing. So what? Just nurture them, you know. And then if they come to you, say, I've got somebody I need to sign up. Can you help me? Well, I don't know how to do it. You say, yeah, that's fine. I'll just get Darren on the phone, or I'll just get Nick or Frank, or, you know, because, okay, buying the packages with Bitcoin and things might be a bit complicated, but there's people there that can help you do it. But you might think, oh my God, I've signed somebody and now they're asking me, they want to get a package for somebody and I don't know how to do it. So don't panic. Go, say, that's fine. I'll get it sorted. And then panic behind scene, speak to me, speak to Frank, KD, Nick, anybody that can help you. And then we'll just, so you can just be confident that, yes, I'm in this business. I'm your mentor and me and Darren will help you get the package. Yeah. And eventually you won't need me like Nick. Nick was on the phone all the time. I've got someone who can explain it. I've got someone who, and I was like, this is like crazy, Nick, because, you know, he was getting so many people, and I was back to work and trying to do jobs and phone calls and this and that. I said, right, Nick, you've got to start learning, you know. He did. He called, and then I don't get a phone call now. I mean, it's like, and then within a month, I was like, I'm phoning Nick. Have you signed 3 people? Yeah. Oh, when? Who? Explain. He was just doing it, just happening. Yeah. That happens. Like your children. Your children get to 15 and they don't say, Mum, can you put my shoes on because I want to go to the shop? They just say, I'm going out. And they've gone. They can go to the shop, they can buy their stuff, they can come back, they're always late, you can moan. That's how it is. Yeah. So it's exactly the same as networking. You're just looking after your little team, your little family. And by looking after your close ones, you're duplicating. So whatever you teach your front line, you need to teach them to teach their people as mother and grandmother. So when you go to your grandmothers and they say, oh yes, you know, and so your parents, you say, oh, do you know what he done the other day? He said, he never come in till 12:30. And then grandmother says, well, you've done that when you was 15. You didn't come in till 1. She goes, shut up. It's like, well, that is life. That's what happens. All we've got to do is the same, you know. We need to look after our newborn, and we also need to work with our grandparents, yeah. And the grandparents will help us, you know, and it will just roll, and eventually it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. If you look at Ali Mavani, Ali Mavani's earned 4.2 million in the first year in this company. If you said to him, how many people have you got in your team? It probably changes every hour. 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Who's the power numbers? Now, looking at the power numbers, okay, I know we have a lot of people that are Christian and know about Jesus, but that is a perfect example, right? Now, Jesus was, I'm not preaching, but Jesus was a man, amazing man on this earth, over 2,000 years. No mobile phones, no internet, and no electricity. I don't know why that phone, but he didn't have a phone. And he had 12 mates, and who's with him all the time, and they listened to him. That was his little family, like I just said. He had those 12 disciples, and he taught them. And then what he said to them, he said, go and teach what I've told you. Yeah. 12 of them that started off now, 2,000 years down the road, every single person on this planet knows Jesus, whether they believe him or not. That's not, but everyone knows about him because that's the power of numbers. Everybody telling everybody, telling everybody. This company will increase exactly the same way. So you need to tell people, okay, we're going to get a lot of, it's not working, it's not this, but they'll know about it. So you can tell somebody about the concept, and they can say, oh no, I've seen it all before. This happened 2 months ago, and they all run off with the money and this, and I've seen it before, and all the different things. Yeah. So you haven't seen this one. You might have seen similar, but you have not seen this. Well, no, I haven't seen that. No, but they're all the same. No, they're not all the same. Right? But what you've got to think of is whether they choose to join or not, right? They know about this company. Yeah. In 2 years' time, when the headline says something, somebody hit $1 billion or whatever through Bitcoin, whatever, hey, that thing that Darren told me about years ago. Do you not think they might phone and say, yeah, how have you done? I haven't spoken to you for 2 years, but I've seen that thing on the news. Yeah, you should have listened to me. This is where I am. But that's that. The company, yeah. The bigger the company get, the more we're worth. So the coin, I'm not going into all the statistics of the coin, but the more members, the more use, the more circulation, the more value. Yeah. So whether you sat there with a 50 package or whether you sat there with a 5,000 package, the better the company does, the better your investment will be. So everybody, little chipping away, just and people. They're going back to the other thing. People, you've got to think of people as a whole. People do follow people. They're a lot of sheep. For an example, okay, how many people still go to Tesco's? Now, how many people have forgotten about a year, 2 years ago? Big scandal that Tesco's was selling horse meat. Meat in their lasagnas or whatever it was horse meat. Yeah. Don't matter to me because I'm veggie, so I wouldn't touch it anyway. But everybody was disgusted, right? Horse meat. And it's supposed to be beef. To me, it's dead. It's dead. But everybody was angry. Well, within a few minutes, they forgot about that. And they're all back in Tesco's, using the little club Tesco's point card thing. Spend 70,000 and you'll get £5 off. So people forget. So don't worry about these people saying, it's not going to work. You go back to them in 6 months' time, they've probably forgotten you was in it. So until the media starts showing, oh, look, this company is, when we hit, say, the top 10 in the crypto world, then going to start, what's that thing that Darren was in? Yeah. So you just got to keep moving on with it. Don't let anybody's negativity steal your dream. Yeah. Because I let that happen with Utility Warehouse. I was bombarded. In those days, networking was not around much. Well, it's around, but it was still not known like it is now. And all I got is, oh, that's a pyramid scheme. That's a pyramid scheme. So I ended up falling out and moving back into traditional work. I ended up setting up. So thinking about this as well, yeah. I'm a dry cleaner by trade. I started this business, Bizcoin, with a €50 package. I earned my way up to a 5,000 package. That 5,000 package could turn into 20,000 within a year. Yeah. My initial investment was €50. Yeah. Before I set up a dry cleaners, I went and found a business premises which costs 14,000 a year rent. That 14,000 a year, I had to make an agreement called a lease, which is like a promise that you've got to pay that for the next 10 years. They wouldn't just let me go and see how it works. Just try. Just pay us 14,000 a year. If it doesn't work, then just give us it back. No, you've got to pay that, and if you don't, we'll take your house. So, excuse me. So I do that, and I need machines. So £50,000 later in the finance of machinery, I have it all installed. I then get the electrician to install the machines, and he says, oh, you've got no three-phase meter. Well, I knew I had three-phase in the building. So the electricity board, because you can't shop around because they're the only people that put the electric in, it could take up to 7 weeks and up to 10,000. Started that. I did get 3 months free rent, right, to get started. So that took 2 months of my free rent to sit and wait for electric. I then opened the business, and my first week, I took £80. Thinking 80 quid. I've just spent 50 or 60,000, and I've earned 80. But I've had to process that, so that's not all profit. I've got £360 a month business rates, which is like just a tax for nothing, because you even have to pay for a bin. And then as I start building, I'm working there. I work there for a year for no money. It starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually I'm working 7 days a week. I can't take a day off. I cannot be sick. If I'm sick, I'm still going to work. Yeah, no holiday, and it starts to go nicely. But then now I'm working like 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 at night, 6 days a week, and going in Sundays to catch up. Covering the bills, starting within 2 years, this is. And then I'm starting to get a little bit of profit. So I can start earning £150 a week just to live on. Yeah. Forget the last 2 years that I've had no wages. And then it gets so much work that I have to employ. So I look for employees. They start, they want this, they want the holiday, they're sick, they're not going to go in, blah, blah, blah. They start, they do 4 weeks, you train them, you slow your workforce down because you're trying to train them to do something that you just do naturally. And then they say, oh no, it's not for me. So they go. So then you've got to find another. Then you've got to interview people again. And you think, yeah, I've got another one. This one's really qualified, but he wants a lot more money than I can afford. Can I afford to, if I miss it, he's going to get somebody else will take him. I need him. So again, I'm going to take him. I really need to work for another year before I can afford to. But if I take him now, so I won't have any wages, but I'll just pay him. So you do that for a year, and he phoned in sick. He's ill. So I've got to do the work, or I've got to employ somebody else to do the work. And that's what it's like. And it's traditional business, slog. Okay, eventually, after 5 years of hard work, I sold it. And yeah, I make a bit of profit out of selling it, but it's such a hard slog, right? And that is a 50,000 investment that who knows if it's going to work or not. In today's society, we're laughing as it's not good, but we're laughing in this industry because there's so many people that are in a right mess where they don't, their jobs are safe, people have been made redundant, people don't trust just one source of income. So we're lucky that we've got people now looking. 2 years ago, people thought, oh yeah, no, I work for Ford and I'm there for life. I'm sorted, don't have to think. I'm on a good salary, good pension, everything's sweet. Well, nobody can think like that. And not many people now can think like that. They're all panicking, thinking, you just don't know. You know, people that owned offices, thinking, yeah, real estate, just, you can't lose. And then you cannot lose. I've got all these offices all around the country. I get all this rent coming in. But COVID came along and said, oh, no, you don't. And so now, we've all been at home doing Zoom calls, Teams. I do fostering, and I used to, in the beginning, if you look back for the last 2 years, we used to have, our agency had a head office, and we'd go into the office and we'd have to do training there. We'd go to panel there. The social workers work from there. Then they decided social workers can work from home. We don't need an office. So we'd do all the training in the panel. They'd hire a beautiful golf course, a function room. We'd have all this real top food laid on. We'd go there for training. It was lovely. Yeah. So we'd go and do our 5 hours training and sit down at this a la carte restaurant having lovely food and coffee on tap. COVID came. We now do Zoom. Well, Teams. Do you think the company, when the COVID thing's over, do you think they think, well, why should we go back to spending thousands on training when we can just do it on Teams? So these sort of things are not ever going to get back to normal. So property market is going to suffer, whether you believe it or not, it's going to suffer. So there's a lot of people out there with money that don't know how to do anything with it, what to do. You know, if you put it in property, it could crash, it was this. You put it in the bank, you lose in your money because you put money in the bank and leave it for years, it devalues because inflation goes up much higher than the interest. So what an opportunity we've got. So that's really all I want to say is we've just got to motivate everybody in our team, work together, and just, you know, if you're feeling down, phone one of them. Just say, look, come chat. Just get yourself out there and just get your mind focused, thinking, yes, I will do this, but this is a thing that starts hard and it gets easier. Because in the beginning, you see little tiny bits coming in, but the power numbers. So if you get 2 people who then eventually find 2 is 4, and it goes 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 4096, and that's everybody getting 2. So it never happens like that, but that's the way it goes. So if you can aim to get 10 people, that's your goal, that you find 10 people, 5 of those will invest and do nothing, 3 of those will invest, do a bit and stop, 1 of those will do and carry on, just a bit here and a bit there, and 1 person will fly. If you do that and you teach everyone to do that, your business will grow. Okay, so that's all I want to say, unless anybody's got any questions.
Wow, 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 wow. I am blown away. I am blown away. Darren, that is amazing. I just was listening. I thought I was watching a movie or just watching this.
Really?
Now let me say a few things, to everyone on the call, to everyone, including yourself, Darren, Nick, Katie, Joe, Debbie, and everyone. I am so impressed about what is coming out, the information that's pouring out. See, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, right?
Yeah.
Everything you've said is true. It's a real life story. Folks, people are paying money for what you just said. So I'm going to put a challenge on the paper right now, and I want you to be. I know you're recording it, and today is September the 8th, 2020. Nick, you have a task at hand.
I'm
What the
listening.
task? Yes, the task at hand is this. Very simple. What Darren just narrated, the story he just narrated, I can see a picture, motion picture out of it. I'm telling you, this is so good information right now that I want Darren to write it out. Write out get another book. Get another book. You're gonna write a book. That
Right.
book is going to be turned into a script, and that script is going to be produced. I've got work for you, Nick. That is all I can say about
A
what I
motion
just heard.
picture on its way.
Because that information alone, to hear your story, to hear your experience, everything you saw and experienced, people are paying to hear that. And remember again, I said this, it's good to give, you didn't think you could do this. You didn't think you wanted to do this, but something made you do it now that you see how is impactful, that can help someone else. I want lots of people to hear this in the future.
Right.
So the work starts now to edit it and get it fine printed. If you know any script writer or someone that can write something good,
Yeah.
start working on it. It might take you 6 months to edit it and write it out, tear it up, do it again. What I can see is this, the story that you just produced and a good real life example of it, well written out, created, will go a long way for you, for the family, and for someone who is coming in the future. They're saying that it's not true, it's not real, but you just laid it down right here when you would not believed, when you heard about those what do you call it, warehouse, the story,
You can
and
do
what
it.
you, yes, yeah, and what you did then and what you didn't do. Now that you've grown, you've matured, and you've seen the real life story. I mean, I'll say let's document it and let's make it, because I'm just excited about it. I mean, I wrote it down right here. Dream the dream that you have been given. Only you know that dream. You might not see what you think, but it's only given to you to tell. And by doing what you're doing, you are giving back from what you've been, your talent that God has given to you alone. So share that with the rest of us, the rest of the world who are yet to know about it. And it will bless a lot of people going forward. So thank you very much for that beautiful information.
No worries.
And
Thank you.
also follow up, and lead with your team. I love, those are two things that I wrote down today. So I mean, I really appreciate that. Over to you.
No worries. Thank you. So, does anybody have any questions? Anybody want to say anything?
Well done.
No? Okay, thank you. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm losing my momentum sometimes.
Yeah.
But to sit down and just focus, come back with a clear head, and then I think what Frank says, write things down, so it's just not in your head. And what you said, Darren, about putting stuff on your notes in your phone, a to-do list, so to speak. I think it's a physical thing. It's there, you can see it. Job done.
Yeah.
Frank's waving his pad about, so he's got a lot to do. Wow.
Lots of pads.
Lots and lots. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, so
Thank you,
we'll take that as the end then, and we'll see everybody next week.
Yes.
Lovely.
See you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.